I'm about to have one of the craziest, saddest, happiest, but also most exciting weeks of my life.
Right now I'm sitting in a Lufthansa first class flight to Germany due to a family emergency, and later continuing my trip to Bali, I rented a villa with all of my founder friends to work together for a month. If you're new here, I'm a former MIT PhD candidate in AI and bodybuilder, currently vlogging my journey of building a fitness app startup. My goal is to take you with me on this crazy journey by showing you all the raw and unfiltered experiences with all the ups and downs. Over the past few episodes, I built an app prototype and pitch deck so I could raise money from investors. I was supposed to fundraise in person back home in the United States this week, but due to a family emergency, all of my fundraising plans got turned upside down. Part of me is extremely happy because I'm currently sitting in the most iconic airplane in the world in front of the pilot. Yes, it's true, I'm sitting in the first row of Lufthansa First Class's iconic Boeing 747, the jumbo jet. The pilot, who personally stopped by to greet me, sits on the second floor above me, and I'm sitting in the first floor, the very nose of this giant aircraft.
I'm also very stressed because if you watched my last episode, I pitched my startup idea to James Courier, founder of the largest early-stage venture capital firms in the world. And even though I kind of knew that he wouldn't want to invest because he never invests in consumer apps or fitness, and especially not in consumer fitness apps, the fact that he didn't just say no, but so brutally rejected it and essentially told me that I should work on something more serious, it kind of hurts coming from someone that I really respect. By the way, if you're a potential investor wondering what am I doing in a $15,000 one-way first-class ticket, you should know that I bought this using miles from credit card points, which have accumulated a couple of million over the last few years.
I started my trip in Boston Airport and then flew to New York City to catch my flight to Frankfurt. There I first had the pleasure to experience the United Polaris Lounge, arguably the most luxurious airline lounge in North America.
Hello, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
When I sat down in their fancy restaurant, I was served a burger. Well, fancy or not, this is still America after all. And after this experience, I headed over to the Lufthansa terminal on an ugly bus. Honestly, if I'd actually paid the $15,000 for this first class ticket, I'd probably be pretty annoyed about this. Luckily, I'm not a spoiled brat, so I didn't really care. Once I arrived in the Lufthansa lounge, the real fun began. The lounge front desk staff personally escorted me through the business class lounge to a dedicated first class area.
It's very good.
Good?
Yes.
Should I remove it?
Yeah, please, thank you.
I initially didn't manage to reserve seat 1 in the very nose of the aircraft, which is by far the best one, but luckily I was able to trade seats with a family that wanted to sit together. It was a win-win.
Mittelsitze, die zusammen sind, wenn jemand von euch zusammensitzen will.
Super. Yeah.
Also, can we talk about the fact that this family probably spent around $75,000 to get their little kids into first class? For that kind of money, you could almost rent an entire private jet.
Schnapp mir den 1K.
The really fascinating thing about this iconic seat is the fact that my 4 private windows were not facing to the side, as they normally would on an airplane, but were curved, so I actually had an incredible view forward onto the runway ahead of me. It almost feels like a luxurious private jet, as I had the entire nose of the plane just for myself. Shortly after taking off, the flight attendant served me some caviar and lots of other great food. To be honest, caviar tastes just like any other seafood, but it still feels very fancy. I also spent some time talking to him about his 30 years of flying around the world. I wish the flight had been longer. After dinner, the flight attendant made my extremely comfortable 2-meter-long bed so I could get some rest.
It's way too dark to film, but guys, I just want to say I am so happy and so grateful for these moments in life. I know I don't need to fly first class, and it's just a silly little fun thing that I love to do, but it just makes me so happy. Literally have like a full-size bed.
It's around 3 a.m. I slept for about 1 hour or so, but I'm realizing that despite being honestly very happy and excited, way too restless to actually sleep. I just feel like I need to get more work done. I need to do stuff because the discussion with James Courier, even though I think he's very smart and knowledgeable and somebody who you look up to so much, tells you that the best thing you can do is just give up and start something new. It's actually quite rough for me. But hey, that's startup life. It's rough.
Lufthansa welcomes you to Frankfurt.
Okay, chaps, I landed in Frankfurt. I got my rental car. It was a bit of an ordeal. But since I'm now a professional YouTuber, I'm trying to make things look sleek and cinematic, got myself this massive windshield mount. Sturdy. That's a pump. Speaking of pump, I need to go to the gym. Navigation to my grandmother. I think my fucking car is about to explode. Stop it! Oh, come on. I came all the way to Germany so I could drive this spaceship at high speeds. But look at this. No speed limit, my ass. I can't even move anywhere. Okay, the traffic has finally cleared up, so let me tell you a story about venture capital. Venture capital firms get approached by dozens, if not hundreds, of people who want their money every single day. I mean, after all, they're handing out money. So if they were to say yes, even more than like 1 or 2% of the times, they would be out of their annual budget by mid-January. So of course they have to say no to every single founder. It's just this giant no game. But in the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. Money is money. And even if it took you 130 VCs to get a yes and raise $3 million, as was the case with Barberi, it doesn't matter. You raised money. My grandmother, she doesn't even know that I'm coming because she doesn't even have a phone there. Every time I left, I knew there's like a 20-30% chance that it will be the last time. And for my grandfather, that turned out to be true. And my grandmother is not doing well either.
Hallo, kann ich reinkommen? Hallo. Rate mal.
Not gonna lie, after a full year of not seeing my grandmother, seeing her in this state was kind of scary, to be honest. Damn. Hey chaps, it is 4:24 a.m. and it's the second night in a row that I'm not really sleeping because I'm trying to spend the days with my family. Probably the last time that I'm gonna see them at this place, so gotta take advantage of that. But the downside obviously is that for every hour that I'm trying to work, I have to sleep an hour less, which, yeah, it's pretty rough. But the worst part about this is I'm actually spending most of my time on doing the YouTube videos this week because somehow all the work condensed and I'm not even getting to actual coding and working on a startup. Chaps, we're currently on the way to the best gym in Germany, which is located in, what is it called?
Göppingen.
It's apparently the best gym in this entire country, and I'm meeting up with David, who is pretty big on TikTok and YouTube lately as well. He and I have been meaning to meet up in person and work out for a long time, so I'm very excited for that. We were a bit late because of a snowstorm, but luckily German highways have no speed limits, so now I can do 200 miles an hour. No, I'm just kidding. My dad is pointing at the speed limit, 120 kilometers an hour. Fucking speed limits. What are they for? People don't know how to drive. Yo! It says here in German, if your mom doesn't train here, you need to pick up your own weight. Mom, are you gonna pick up my weight? Thank you. Very nice of you.
Was geht ab, meine lieben Freunde, und welcome back zu diesem neuen Video. Und ich bin heute nicht allein, ich habe heute einen Special Guest da, und zwar
all the way from America,
yes,
Samuel Bosch.
Samuel Bosch.
Okay, 5 minutes into working out, I'm getting kicked out because I parked at the wrong spot.
Welcome to Germany.
Conveniently, I'm wearing straps, which is very important so I can really grip the steering wheel and pull it properly. Reparking done. Oh, fucking hell, I just stepped into water. That's what happens, I just looked at the camera.
It wasn't staged.
It wasn't staged. Okay, back to the workout. With what shoes now?
This is the moment we waited for. Everything you want is right here. We gon' give them what they came for. We gon' take it up from last year. Pull up, know it's going down. Foot on the gas, ain't no slowing down. Ain't no
Yes.
no settling in. Kick down the doors, they won't let me in. Taking the west, yeah, I gotta win. Watch me kick down the doors, they won't let me in.
Also hier 100, was haben wir hier, 130 Kilo in 60 Jahren. Okay guys, workout with David done. It was absolutely sick. I think my parents also got a great pump. Did you get a good pump?
Yes, it was really great.
Mom, did you get a good pump too? My mom learned what pump means today. And she got a great pump. Wie kriege ich diese Navi jetzt wieder an? Hauptsache Vollgas. Woohoo! I'm not sure if my biceps looks big enough in this angle. Maybe I have to rearrange my camera angle to really capture this beauty. my parents are laughing. Findest du, dass mein Bizeps so gut aussieht in dem Licht?
Du guckst jetzt mal auf die Straße, weil das ist...
By the way, can I just comment? David is a freaking machine. This guy is huge. This right behind me used to be my dad's bedroom when he was a child. I guess they had very different ideas of interior design back then.
But anyways, I'm trying to get some more work done because, well, the last few days have been really bad. I've been getting in about 3 hours of work per day, which is obviously a disaster given that my plan was to actually do full-time in-person fundraising this week. But, well, it is what it is. Also, funeral is tomorrow. Obviously, I'm not going to vlog the funeral. Second time taking my parents to the gym this week. They're doing really well. I'm very proud of them. So this is better. Very good. Okay, chaps, I'm on my way back to the airport in Frankfurt. I said goodbye to my grandmother, which was bittersweet. At least she was in better mood today, so I could go for a little walk with her, which was nice. But yeah, not the most fun week of my life. Unfortunately, such days are just part of life. You gotta push through and gotta make the best out of it. And from now forward, I have to be super serious and super efficient. I gotta get stuff done, work productively throughout the entire flight, no more time to waste. Good thing I'm in the right country to be serious. Yeah, very serious. I missed my flight. Fuck my life. This is not the best day of my life. I got here 55 minutes before. And nobody's here from Turkish Airlines anymore. I couldn't talk to anyone, I couldn't do anything. My ticket just got cancelled, so I got $0 in refunds and now I'm stuck here in Frankfurt. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do. I mean, it's my fault. I spent way too much time at my grandmother's retirement home and just kept talking to her, and I should have left way earlier and I should have known, but I'm not having the best week of my life. I really hope the next vlog is gonna be more fun to watch. Okay, after well than an hour, finally somebody's at the counter. They're seeing if there's anything they can do. I mean, in theory, the flight is still available, but I think if you miss your first leg, everything else gets cancelled. So, I don't know. I doubt they'll be that nice to me. In total, I spent 2 hours standing at the Turkish Airlines counter. He spent most of his time in video calls with his colleague as he didn't know how to use the system. Okay, so not just did this guy not manage to get me a new plane ticket, even though I paid an extra 90,000 miles, $400 to spend 3 hours standing at this counter. He actually messed it up so badly that, first of all, well, as you can see, I'm still at the airport, I'm not on a plane, but I lost 90,000 miles that are now stuck with Turkish Airlines. I can't do anything with them anymore. I have to book a new ticket with Emirates now for like $1,000 in economy. I haven't slept in 3 nights. I was counting on sleeping in business class. Now I have to be stuck in a tiny economy seat where I can't sleep. I'm probably gonna get sick just of all the exhaustion. Not fun, guys. But okay, gotta stay optimistic. Very awkwardly, I ended up sitting next to the Turkish Airlines guy in the airport train. Now they're making me repack my drone into one suitcase instead of the other one. Now of course the suitcase is not closing. And of course my hand luggage was too heavy, so I had to check it as well, including half of my camera equipment. Not my day. But you know what? Could be worse, I shouldn't complain. Finally, 7 hours later, after losing thousands of dollars worth of miles, I was able to board my flight to Dubai. You know what? This is not actually too bad. I have a seat next to me free, space in front of myself. It's basically like business class except much cheaper. So I'm currently working on figuring out my schedule in Bali, and I realize this is gonna be rough because San Francisco is where all the investors are, Boston is where I have a lot of meetings, Europe is where I work with a lot of people, and I kind of have to overlap my awake and working time with regular business hours in all 3 cities, which is virtually impossible. So I asked ChatGPT o3 Mini, which is one of the paid versions of OpenAI, what would be the ideal time for me to be awake. So what it came up with is I should be awake from 4 p.m. until 9 a.m. Bali time, which is obviously horrible. I mean, I want to go to the gym at normal times, I want to have dinners, I want to have some interactions with all the people that I will be living with. I don't really think this is an option. So to figure out a better time, I asked it to create a visual representation of Bali time versus business hours in different cities. 0 means essentially from midnight to 1 a.m. Bali time. Is this a business hour in San Francisco, Boston, Central Europe? And it turns out that from midnight until 3 a.m. is actually best overlap with all 3 cities, so I should definitely be awake and working at these hours. But I want to figure out either some way where I get up very early, like 2 or 3 a.m., or go to bed extremely late, like 4 or 5 a.m., but I definitely don't want to work through all the night. See, that is the reason why I wanted to fundraise in the week while I was still in Boston, but I ended up going to the funeral, which would have made it so much easier than swapping day and night. Well, this is an interesting optimization problem. Maybe you can let me know in the comment section what you think. I'm recording something for work, actually.
But yeah, don't
Intrigued by my camera, I ended up having a long conversation with a flight attendant who turns out to be working on crypto and blockchain in parallel to living in Dubai and working for Emirates.
So I started a few companies, and I'm showing like the journey of starting the companies on YouTube. It's Samuel Bosch. Bosch, like the company.
Yeah. Best of luck.
Sure, thanks a lot. Hello chaps, as you can tell by the nice gentleman behind me, I'm in Dubai and I'm actually feeling fine, but just because I know I'm gonna crash really badly in the 10-hour flight is to follow, I decided to give myself a little upgrade to business class using miles. I know I already wasted 180,000 stupid miles and that's an extra 66,000, but worth it. At least I don't get sick and at least I can sleep. My flight got delayed by an hour, but I don't actually mind because I finally have enough time to take a proper shower, have a nice breakfast. Honestly, I'm feeling pretty good. I was so sad just 8 hours ago, but this is good. Also, this mirror and the light above, they seem perfect for posing. It's just like a gym posing room. Maybe I'm gonna do some content for my secret OnlyFans account just over here, but not for YouTube. You know, something I started realizing is this morning I woke up thinking I would fly to Istanbul and be in Istanbul and then in Bali. Now I'm suddenly taking a shower in Dubai. How crazy is it actually in this globalized world that you can just be anywhere, the other side of the globe, randomly? I mean, I started the week in Boston, Germany, now Dubai, then Bali later today. Imagine telling that to our great-grandparents. I mean, it would be unthinkable, inconceivable to them. Even to our grandparents who may have traveled around the world when they got older, but when they were young, imagining that there were open borders and there were relatively few wars and you could just travel freely and fly around, it's just crazy and mind-blowing when you actually think about it.
Overall, I really enjoyed my 5 hours in Dubai and felt surprisingly fine despite being completely sleep deprived.
Well, that was a nice surprise. Boarding directly from the lounge, so I don't even have to get outside. Well done. Hello, how are you doing? Chaps, I was gonna do some vlogging here in this flight, but I'm sorry, I'm just too tired. Not happening. I don't know if I've ever been this excited to sleep. I really just want to sleep. It seems like with this new day my bad luck is over. I have the seat next to me, completely free, all to myself. This thing feels like some kind of tablet for the back case. You know, something I just realized is I kind of picked a bad flight not to vlog because the Thai flight, the Swiss flight, the Lufthansa first class flight, they were all in complete darkness at night. It was really hard to vlog, and now I finally have a day flight and I'm just way too tired to do anything. You know what's really interesting about this plane? Just press these knobs and then the glass just becomes dark. Pretty cool. I don't think I was ever happier about a pair of slippers, an eye mask, and pajamas. Perfection. Okay, time to find out how fashionable the Emirates pajamas are. Okay, maybe not the most stylish thing I've ever seen, but it's not bad. They already made my bed, got my pajamas, maybe they're gonna tuck me in. I'm actually enjoying this. Alright, we're landing in Bali in 11 minutes. I slept so-so, to be honest. Couldn't really fully recline in the bed, which was kind of annoying. I think their business class is very nice service, very good food, but a little bit outdated. Okay, I'm getting told off for holding the camera here because we're landing, but yeah, should be fine. And finally, 24 hours into this journey, I landed in Bali and only had another 90 minutes by car to the villa where I would stay for the next month. For a moment, I was really confused because we started driving through a dirt road in a complete darkness. I have successfully arrived in Bali in my new room. It's actually really nice.
Classic Bali style, the whole villa is open concept. The next episode I'm gonna show you more, but now I gotta find the whole crew that seems to still be working here, judging by the lights. And just fitting with my arrival, David pushed the latest code to GitHub, so I'm very excited to test that right now in Xcode. I've already connected my phone, I'm gonna simulate this. Also, just 7 minutes ago, as I went on YouTube, I saw David released our YouTube collaboration. Have a closer look and find out whether or not I am natural. I am, of course. Funnily, because it's so hot and humid in Bali, my camera lens immediately filled with condensation, making it very hard to vlog outside for you. Whoa, this is sick. What an exciting group of people here. Wow, I'm really hyped for the next month. I think this is gonna be very productive. Everybody has been sitting there on their laptops just working. I think this is gonna be great. I think we're gonna form a lot of meaningful connections, and I'm very excited for how this is gonna shape the future of the startup. I haven't quite decided what the next episode will be, but I assume it's gonna be a week in my life working here from Bali, getting nice pumps in the gym, working day and night. It's gonna be very exciting, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to sign up for the app waitlist as usual, and of course if you want to work with me, fill out the form for working with me. I'm gonna check that out as soon as possible too. Alright, take care, bye.
Esta vaina pa' los tigres joseando con diamantes, la roleta en la muñeca con la pinta nunca pollo, no te asustes, los dejamos en la gaveta del Ferrari si capota maquinando con tu jeva. El dinero no se acaba, el dinero no se acaba. El dinero no se acaba, andamos con la prenda y las mujeres se lo ranan.